What's up guys? Today I wanted to make a quick tutorial video on how I make my selfie sticks. Head over to your local Walmart, pick yourself up a 67-inch monopod. These are located in the camera photo section of Walmart. They retail for about $14.98, right at $15. These monopods are awesome. They extend to 67 inches long and collapse to 22 inches. Super convenient for carrying around, but epic for expanding and capturing super wide shots. Also located in the photo department is the GoPro section. Find the GoPro adhesive mounts. They're pretty expensive. Your GoPro should have came with a few of them. The GoPro brand is definitely going to be your best bet for quality. They last longer and are more durable over the lifetime of the selfie stick. The next stop on your list is going to be your local neighborhood Home Depot. This is where you're going to find the hardware to complete this project. Head over to the hardware section. The first thing you're going to need are some sheet metal screws. The size of screws that I'm using are number 6 1/2 inch. These are small Phillips head screws that you're going to need to use to attach the GoPro plate to the end of the selfie stick. Located on that same aisle, you're going to see a bunch of drawers. You're going to want to navigate to the drawers and locate the nut caps. The nut caps you're going to look for are a 1/2 inch, they're gray, and they're somewhere in the middle of the drawers. You're going to need a countersink bit as well. This is also located in the hardware section at Home Depot. It doesn't really matter the size, it just needs to be a countersink bit that you can use to bore out the holes that you're going to drill through the selfie stick mount. You're going to need drill bits. The drill bit size that I'm using are 3/32 of an inch. I picked up a package of these, there were 7, they were like $4. The drill bit just needs to be small enough just to pre-drill the holes for the screws. You're going to need a drill as well. I already have a drill, so I didn't need to buy one. You're going to use the drill to drill through the selfie stick, GoPro adhesive mount, and you're also going to need that to use the countersink bit. The first thing you want to do is open your monopod. Test to make sure that it expands and collapses without any friction. The first thing you want to do is open the last notch, extend the last section of the monopod. If you guys look close to the end of the monopod, you'll see 2 punch holes right in the groove of the center of the monopod. You're going to want to pre-drill these holes, and that's going to release the tip of the monopod. The next step is going to be pre-drilling your GoPro adhesive mount. This is probably the most important step of the whole process because you want to make sure that all the holes are drilled straight and center of the mount. If you don't, your mount's going to end up crooked at the end of your stick, and your GoPro won't be straight whenever it's mounted at the end of the stick. Take your drill, you want to center it at the center of the GoPro mount. There's a line right in the middle of mine. I use that as a guide point. You're going to want to drill right at the tip of the point. Make sure that you go straight through, straight up and down, and don't overdo it. You don't want to bore this one out. Flip it around, do the same thing on the other end. You should have 2 holes now at the end of each of your GoPro adhesive mount. Next, attach your countersink bit to your drill. And again, you want to be real careful at this stage not to overdo it. You're going to want to take the countersink bit into the holes that you just drilled at the end of the GoPro adhesive mount and gently begin to bore them out. Just lightly do it at first because you're going to be chipping away the middle part. Flip it over and do the same exact thing on the other side. You're going to want it to look something like this when it's all said and done. Before you go any further, test to make sure that your screw goes through the mount and sits flush against the bottom of the mount. If you don't, your GoPro will not slide through here, and you'll have to take it apart and do this all over again. So test it first. The next step, you're going to want a sharp knife. A razor blade is ideal, but if not, anything that you have that is sharp enough to cut through the plastic on the bottom. You don't want to rip this whole adhesive off because dirt and hair and everything else that you're going to be traveling around will stick to it throughout the duration of the selfie stick. So what I'd like to do is I basically slice through the plastic right down the middle. Be careful at this stage. I basically cut it wide enough to where it's the width of the selfie stick so that this part is going to sit on the end of the stick. The next step is where you're going to use your end cap. This is going to go on the end of the selfie stick to prevent water or dirt from getting in the bottom of the stick. It's a little tricky getting on. I use the end of a screwdriver and just apply pressure and try to finesse it on. Basically, you want to stretch it out once you get it around the end of it. It takes a couple tries to get it on, but each time that you do it, it stretches it out more and more, and eventually it will go on. It should line up right at the edge of the hole that you're going to use to mount the GoPro adhesive to. A crucial note at this point is to make sure that whenever you're doing this is going to be the bottom of the selfie stick. Where the levers go down, that is the bottom. So you want to make sure that the levers are properly facing downwards. Not like this, because that's not how it's designed to work. And the reason for that being is that if you do it this way, these show up in your picture and it doesn't look as good from experience, trial and error. So make sure that when you mount it, you make sure that these are facing down. The next step, you're gonna need a screwdriver, which I forgot to mention to you guys at the beginning, but all you need is a Phillips head screwdriver. You're gonna take your screw that you already pre-drilled through, line it up with the hole, and that's gonna be your first hole for the stick. Gently begin to screw the screw into the stick with your screwdriver. You don't want to overdo this, you just want to get it nice and snug until it fastens securely to the stick. If you guys now notice, the bottom hole that you guys pre-drilled should line up right in the center of the monopod. Go back to your drill bit, do any kind of lining up that you might need to do at the end of the stick. Mine's pretty center, but just double check to make sure that's in the center of the stick. And then begin to drill through the hole on the adhesive mount through the monopod. It shouldn't take much to get through, so don't press too hard. It's only aluminum, so it should go through fairly easy. At this point, you're gonna wanna start adding your second screw to the bottom of the adhesive mount. Don't over tighten it again. You just want it to barely go through the stick, and as it's doing it, it's fastening the adhesive mount down to the stick. Make any kind of slight adjustment to the other screw as well, just to kind of securely fasten it to the stick. When it's all said and done, it should look like this. Alright guys, so after all that, this is pretty much the end result. This selfie stick extends to 6 to 7 inches, which is 6 foot. You know, with your arm, you add that in there, that's close to 7 foot depending on how long your arms are. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. So your GoPro just simply attaches to the stick, obviously by sliding it in with the mount that it comes with. You just want to slide it in. If you want it on selfie mode, right there, you guys can see, it's facing me, awesome. If you guys want it facing the other way, all you do is simply slide it out, and spin it around. There's different other ways that you could probably do that. There's different mounts that you can use. This is the most cheapest and easiest way that I found. I've been using this stick for almost 4 years now. I've made several of them and I used to actually sell them. So really cool way to improve your GoPro game when you're fishing, hunting. If you just want to be a really good selfie taker, this is a great way to step your picture game up on vacation, when you're hunting, fishing, all that good stuff. Also, if you guys have the money, invest in a little bobber and you guys can attach it to the end of your lanyard. That way if you're ever wakeboarding or water skiing or just out in the water in general, you put this on the end. That way if it ever falls in the water, this part will float and that way you'll be able to find your selfie stick and GoPro hopefully. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoy your selfie stick. If you guys are new to my channel, I do a lot of fishing videos, do some travel videos, and I do a lot of music videos every now and then. So if you guys would like, subscribe, comment, maybe, yes or no, either way. Hope you guys enjoy your stick. Until next time, tight lines. Peace.